All right, just gotta unwrap these beautiful grips from Deer Hollow. If you guys have any of the Pythons, old or new, you're gonna definitely want his grips. If you have, definitely, like for me, I have got the new models, and the grips that they come with are okay. These guys, Deer Hollow, they blow them out of the water. Look at that. I tell you, I've got many videos on different variations of the ones that they offer. This is the late third generation. We're going to undo these here. Screwdriver, make sure you always have the right tip that fits in there, and then undo it. I use my thumb as a brace here because I do not want to damage any of the checkering on the edges where the screw is with the screwdriver bit. Always make sure the thickness and the width is good. I get it out to a certain point and I just grab a hold of it. All right. Really awesome spacer. I save those because if you're kind of like me, I'm a fanatic about them. I collect a lot of his grips because keep in mind, these are custom made grips. All right. This is not cookie cutter stuff that just gets pumped out by the thousands. Um, they're very limited in most cases. And if you want a set, you're going to have to get on his website, get on the email list, and get notified when they get popped into in stock. Okay, so some of the key things to remember when you're fitting them is this ridge right here. I'm going to get my handy pointer here, which is basically the end of a ramrod cleaning kit. All right, this right here, this rounded edge right here is what's locking up into this section right here. Okay, now older Pythons, this pin that lives right here in the frame, this is the newer 2024 Python or whatever, the blue model. These come out. The older ones, they're press fitted, so that you might have some issues there if you're trying to remove them. But in this case, what I try to do with Deer Hollow grips is this edge here, I insert it up first, like that, and then I set it down. And then on the back, on this side, once I have it in place, then I go ahead and press that in there. And you will notice that it is going to have some resistance. That's because these are factory new grips, basically. It's like, imagine getting a set of grips right off the factory line. That's what you're getting. So there's going to be some definitely, you want it tight. You want it tight in there. You want that fitment tight. Again, I'm installing this next panel. I'm going to go in from the top and then set it straight down. And then I can feel it hit the pin, and you feel that. And I'm not going to, I'm going to really give it a good squeeze. Okay. Custom made screws that he does that are actually exact to the old school ones. That's how they he makes them. I put just a little bit of wax on mine just because. All right, now I'm going to screw this in. The screw is not, remember, the screw just kind of holds things in place. Really, that first area that I showed you that fits on the top of the frame and then the pin is what's really retaining the grips on there. You don't have to muscle that down. I'm not trying to overdo it. I just snug it up, hand tight, make sure everything is squeezed on there, and then there you can see that everything is closed up beautifully. And I'm telling you, the fitment of these, this is one of the new models, and look at this. Didn't even send that to him. That is just the way it comes out. Everything just beautifully done. I mean, I wish you could see her in person just how flush that is. It's beautifully done. His grips are just phenomenal, worth every penny. and they're done just the way they used to be done, only better. You can sit there and pay, a ton of money for an old original set that pretty much, sometimes you don't know what you're going to really get. These are made out of high quality walnut and whatnot, finished beautifully, authentic medallions, not cheap ones, done up great. Again, this is the late third generation, so the detail in the checkering is a little bit different and all that. So absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. Now moving on over to the service grips. If you're like me and you just had to have one of these little snubby ones, and also, by the way, they do have the blued one out now. This is the 2.5 model. I used to have the 3, and I actually sold it and got this one instead because I just have the romance with the snubs. So, all right, and if you have one of these, you're going to definitely want his service grips, and that's the set we have here. Okay, so once again, this one here, same kind of principle, only now the ridge is on top of here instead of recessed, down into the grip, because it fits right into the curvature here. Again, coming in from the top, setting it in place. You can see it fits pretty well. Turning it over, put that pin in there. And again, man, you can really feel just how that pin, it sticks. You're going to need a press on it. Take the other side, top from the bottom, and then really press it in there because they're going to be a nice tight fit. Beautiful. Look at that. Now, the thing about the service grips, and he says it on his website, that they're slightly oversized. Slightly. That's because the frame sizes on these vary so much. So you may have to do some minor fitting. All right. So in my case, I'm going to tell you, in my case, it is perfect. It is damn near perfect. If you really want to nitpick, I might need to take a corner off here or here. And that's just because of the way the frame, again, like he says, the frame is rounded just slightly here. And has nothing to do with the grips. It's just the way they manufacture the frame. Each one's going to be different. I'm talking about these little corners right here. And if you decide to do that, to fit it a little bit, some sandpaper or whatnot, after you're done, just rub it a little bit with this tongue oil right here, as recommended from his website, and that'll help kind of cover things up. A lot of his has a really light oil finish. These do, beautifully done. That's the other thing I must say, that the finish that he works with is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, all right. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Again, remembering where your fitting is, it's right up the top here. All right, and then that's where on those larger model grips and everything. So if you want to check out some of my other ones that I purchased from him, from Deer Hollow Grips, you can check it out on the on my channel there. I really, like I said, I love them. I think they're just absolutely awesome. So anyway, hopefully that helps you out. He also has some Diamondback grips. I do have a service model Diamondback grips on my 2.5, and I have a 4 that I want to do and put some bigger service grips on them, because he does make a awesome set and much better quality.